you got to be disciplined.
Yeah, and I looked at it as I think, Minnesota, the game plan, it wasn't a great game plan because I thought they should have did more posting up a little bit, maybe targeting some guys to be able to go down low. I thought Julius Randle played extremely well. Some kind of way, I even think, let Anthony Edwards, instead of playing from the top, let him play free throw line down. And I think one thing you give the Lakers a lot of credit, they could have folded, they didn't. They had a whole bunch of I would say competitive spirit in this game where they just kept competing. They grinded this one out. I give LeBron a lot of credit. He was gassed, I thought, at the end, and he still came up with some huge plays at steal and layup.
I'm not sure he was the only one.
No.
If this game, goes 5 quarters, it might be a different result.
Yeah.
Minnesota won the fourth 20-13, and with 3 minutes to go, they're down by 9. That's not nothing, but it's manageable still. And then some really rough possessions for them.
And that's just poise. You're in a situation where you're fighting back, you're clawing back. You got to play perfect to win on the road, especially in the playoffs, especially against Hall of Famer. And they just missed it. They missed the mark. And they kind of, I don't know if it was you were a little bit comfortable. You thought the shots were just going to fall, but just some uncharacteristic stuff that can't happen. You can't have shot clocks. You got to make sure that you get a quality shot every single time down court, especially on the road.
Yeah, and this one right here, you watch Julius Randle right now going, and I just thought, the way they played, couldn't get stops, there's another turnovers. It was about 3 or 4 possessions that they just gave up. Down 9 is hard, but you even make it harder right here. Just the plays they had, and unfortunately for them, things didn't go well. That one right there, I did not understand that charge, but
that looked like fatigue.
We're looking at 4 possessions, still down 9-11, but they don't even get a shot up. If you maybe get a shot up, score a couple times out of the 4, it's a different game. It puts more pressure on the Lakers.
4 straight turnovers for them.
4 straight turnovers.
Turnover, the steal that Ant gave up to LeBron, shot clock violation, Randall's turnover, and McDaniel's charge on that Euro step. I'm still trying to figure out why the Euro step. The Euro stepped into the defender.
Yeah.
I thought Euro step was side to side.
Yeah. And this was a little bit of a problem during the regular season as well. Minnesota was just 20-26 in the clutch for a team that won 49 games. That's not a great record. Let's get inside and hear from their head coach, Chris Finch, at the microphone.
Thanks, Coach.
Chris, was the first quarter set the tone for this one, make it difficult for you guys to get back in the flow?
Yeah, obviously we're down 19 points at the end of the first, so we lose by 11, or 9 rather, so easy math there.
Julius Randle played well, really kind of felt like he was trying to will the team back into it.
We had some guys play well individually, but we didn't connect the dots very well tonight, and that's what we've been doing so well. So, but yeah, it was a super physical game. We knew that was coming, Julius was really good playing through all the contact and all the fouls.
Chris, just in the first quarter offensively, just was it the physicality of their defense that got it?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit that, and we couldn't finish at the rim. We were 2 for 8, and we missed our first 3 free throws. So I think I looked up at one point. If we were made our free throws, it was a 2-point game, and then make a couple of layups, we're probably in the lead. So.
Your bench has always been so good. So, what did you see from the lack of shot making and impact? I guess from
foul trouble, obviously, from Dante and Nas. Kept them from really trying to find a rhythm in the game. I didn't think we did a really good job of finding open shots tonight. So,
you mentioned pregame about needing to see kind of what their adjustments were going to be. How do you kind of maybe strike that line of figuring out what they're doing, but also having urgency and energy from the start? Because it seemed like that was lacking early on.
You thought our energy was lacking early on,
or maybe the decision making.
Yeah, I think. I thought our energy was good early on. Okay. I thought guys actually were playing hard and they needed a second wind early. Our execution was not good. They didn't really make a ton of tactical adjustments. They just were super physical, holding on a lot of the screens and being aggressive and trying to jump out on a lot of screens and pressuring the ball a lot more. So.
Obviously, Luka and Reeves, they're trying to get Rudy in isolation. How do you think overall, when you think back over these 2 games, Rudy has acquitted himself in those situations?
Rudy's a -2. So, his impact on the floor remains pretty strong.
The off-ball movement was awesome in Game 1. What do you attribute it seemingly kind of falling off here
Yeah.
today too.
Yeah, sticky at the point of attack. Got to get off it a little earlier.
Do you think there's a reason for that, or is that just maybe just not as sharp on the game plan in that sense?
Yeah, I think ball pressure kind of got us a little bit, kind of sideways, left and right, rather than into the gap and downhill. So.
How do you feel like your guys responded to the up physicality that they brought?
I mean, over the course of the game, I thought we did a good job, but we were down so big. So,
Coach, you still split. You go back home tied.
Yeah.
Anything particular you tell your team now going forward?
I mean, it's we got to be better than tonight. But it's going to be a long series. We thought from the beginning, and just as we're good enough to win on this floor, they're good enough to win on our floor. So we'll see what Game 3 brings.
You mentioned the foul trouble. I mean, Naz and Dante were such a burst for you guys in the first half of Game 1, and not having them. What did them specifically not being able to be out there in the first half, kind of what was lacking then?
Not having them on the floor, what was lacking?
Yeah.
Shooting, obviously, movement, playing with a lot of activity as they do.
It did seem like the ball and body movement wasn't there as much as it was in Game 1. Is that as simple as just doing it, or were there elements of it that you could have tweaked?
I think it was just we didn't. I thought early on and throughout most of the game we just didn't make the right play when it was in front of us. So.
Terrence got some run in the first half. Was that a product of the foul trouble, or did you intentionally come in with the plan to go to him for a few minutes
we
tonight?
thought he might be helpful in this series. His ability to get out and run, and his ability to get to the hole, with force. Thought he did a really good job in those minutes. So.
I got in late, so I don't know if this was asked, but
Sure.
There were very few threes taken down the stretch of the game. You were 5 for 24 anyway, but trying to get back that much of a margin with twos, should you have gone from outside a little bit more?
I thought we turned down some threes all night long, to be quite honest with you. There's some open threes all night long. So,
Chris, do you feel good about the defense that you guys are playing? I mean,
Sure.
To hold it where they were at.
Yeah, listen, it's like I said, it's.
Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn cách làm một chiếc túi dây rút đơn giản từ len nhé. Nguyên liệu của mình cần có chính là len. Mình sử dụng hai màu sắc như thế này để làm nhé mọi người. Trắng và tím sẽ kết hợp lại với nhau nhé. Sử dụng kim móc len này và kéo này. Bây giờ mình sẽ bắt tay vào làm nha. Mình sẽ dùng cái phần len màu tím trước. Rồi bây giờ sẽ tiến hành móc nha mọi người. Mình sẽ móc một cái hình tròn nha. Đây mình móc một cái hình tròn vào đây.